Welcome to Tax Teach. I hope you're all having a great day. My name's Sean. I'm a certified public accountant specializing in taxation. Today, I want to go over how to fill out Form W-9, request for taxpayer identification number and certification. So without further ado, let's get into it, how to fill out Form W-9. Here's the Form W-9 in all of its glory. But before we get into the form and how to fill it out, I want to step back and talk about why you might need to fill out a Form W-9. So right now you should be seeing a couple reasons why you might need to fill out a Form W-9. I'd say the most common ones might be income being paid to you so you might be receiving a 1099, or you have mortgage interest you paid. And what the company or person giving you money is required to do if it's above a certain threshold is report to the IRS a 1099 and then give you a 1099. And that's why they're requesting for your taxpayer identification number, is to have that info on file to give to the IRS. And the same goes for mortgage interest you paid. Whatever lending company you use, bank, they want to provide the 1098 to you and then to the IRS with the proper taxpayer identification number for you. So now we got the reasoning behind why you might need to fill out a Form W-9. Let's get into actually filling out the Form W-9. Now we're back to the Form W-9, and let's go over step one. Step one, you'd put your name, and in this example, I'm going to assume that the taxpayer, this is a single member LLC as disregarded. So when you own a single member LLC as disregarded, you put your name here in line 1, and then in line 2, you'd put the LLC's name, as I've done so here. If you're just a sole proprietor or a individual, you would just put your name here in line 1 and leave number 2 blank. And then we will go to step 3. And then in step 3, you mark your federal tax classification. And you can see there's a couple options here. And since in this example, I'm using an individual who owns a single member LLC that's disregarded, I'd mark this box. But you would mark the box here, which is applicable to you. And a common example of somebody's that people might fill out a W-9 for is if you're an individual, you mark the same box I have marked here in step 3. Now, I'm not going to go over step 4. Step 4 is in special circumstances, so I'm not really going to go over step 4. Now we'll go to step 5. And in step 5, you put the address down that you want the tax forms mailed to you. And like I mentioned earlier, the company or person requesting for your tax identification number is going to send you most likely a 1099 if you got income from them, or if you have mortgage interest with a bank or a lending institution, they'll send you a 1098 to the address that you put here. So in step 5 and 6, this is the address you want to put down to have the tax forms mailed to you related to your Form W-9 being filled out. Now, part 1, this is where I want to go over and you should pay attention in a little more detail here. And right now, you'd either put your social security or your employer identification number. And let's go to the instructions here for part 1 because I think it's helpful. Let's go down to the instructions right here, your taxpayer identification number. Now, if you are a sole proprietor and you have an EIN, you may enter either your social security number or your EIN. Now, in the case where, example I'm going over, where there's a single member LLC that is disregarded as an entity, you want to enter the owner's social security number, not the employer identification number for your LLC. So you're putting your own social security number in there. Now, if you don't have a social security number, in the case maybe you're a resident alien, you would put your ITIN, your individual tax identification number, into the area above in part 1. So keep in mind there's some special rules related to what taxpayer identification number you should put in. So we'll go back to the top to part 1 here. And since I am in this example, a single member LLC that's disregarded, I would put the social security number related to myself. Right here is just a random social security number that I have down here. And remember, if you're an individual, you can put your social security number down here, or if you have an employer identification number, you can put it as well. You have the option to do that. And if you're a resident alien, let's say you don't have a social security number, you can put your ITIN here. In part 2, there's a couple things that you have to certify right above, and then you would sign right here your signature and the date that you signed. And that is the Form W-9. So once you fill that out, you give it to the person or company that is requesting this from you so that you can get your tax forms. Last thing to mention before I end the video here, you want to fill out Form W-9, because if you don't fill out Form W-9 and give your tax identification number to whoever's giving you money or who you're paying mortgage interest to, then there's going to be, at least when it comes to income, a backup withholding up to 24% of the amount of the payments you received. So if you forget to fill out a Form W-9, 24% of whatever payment you're receiving is going to be kept as withholding. And so to eliminate that, you want to fill out Form W-9 and you don't have that backup withholding on payments you receive. Just a quick thing I want to mention. If you fail to fill out your Form W-9, you might be subject to backup withholding of up to 24%. That concludes the video. I hope you found the video helpful and informative. If you enjoyed the video, hit the like button. Lets me know that I'm creating good content for you all. Also, if you want to watch videos like this in the future, hit the subscribe button. It's free and keeps you up to date on videos I post in the future. So with that, I thank you all again for watching, and I'll see you next video.